welcome to this happy place. Welcome to Lilo and Stitches. We're your hosts,
Chris
and Jen. All right, today we're just going to go over some food stuff because I feel like I'm too forward. We went to the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival 2021. Now, when you go in, the first thing you do is you grab one of these little passport booklets because this tells you all the interesting stuff that's going on in the parks. It gives you menus for what they're serving at the different booths. It tells you if there's any live entertainment, which there always is. Entertainment, things for the kids. They actually opened up this year they opened back up the little playground so the kids can actually play on the playground equipment.
and the splash pad at Epcot.
But that's not part of the
But
festival.
it's open.
The splash pad is open, but that's a all year round splash pad thing. But they have every festival has its own playscape for the kids to play on playground equipment. And all last year that was closed. So that has finally opened up again. And they have some live entertainment back up. And what we wanted to go through is I'm probably going to be looking at this book as we go because I forgot everything we ate.
Oh, and they do talk about merchandise locations.
Yes.
Specialty cups and other kind of offerings.
And drinks and fun stuff. And also in the back of this book, they have something called Garden Grays. And they have different items listed. And if you buy those different items, you can get a little stamp here. And if you get this many of the stamps, you get a free treat at the end. And the free treat is, I don't know, it doesn't say what it is.
Yeah, it's right there.
It says complimentary item at the Pineapple Promenade.
Yeah, so you go there and you get...
It doesn't say what the prize, prize is.
But each festival will have something like that where there's like a fill-in thing for all the different things that you try.
Yeah.
And then you get some like I think it was the art festival had a
painter's palette
cookie.
They also have a scavenger hunt. So the scavenger hunt is Spike's pollination exploration throughout the park. You go through and they have little Spikes. This is Spike, by the way. He's a bee. We'll talk about him in a minute. They have him hidden throughout the park, and you do the scavenger hunt, you fill it in, and I think that costs money. I think you have to pay for the scavenger hunt, and then at the end you get a free prize. So it's not an eatable thing, it's like you get a free prize. Yeah. Like in the past they've given you like a plastic tumbler or like stuff like that. So what I also wanted to explain, because this is very important to me specifically, is they also have listings in the book that show gluten and gluten products or vegan products. So they have Garden Grays, they have gluten wheat friendly marked with a G, or they have plant-based items marked with a leaf. And in the booklet, this is very helpful. It has those little symbols next to the food items. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to read this while we're talking so that I can remember everything that we ate and give you a review. And I will pop up a picture probably right here because this is a blank spot and show you what the food looked like if we have a picture of it.
And the other thing about some of the food items, they may not say gluten-free, but you can certainly ask the cast members, the food staff members that are there why something's not marked gluten-free, and they can look it up and tell you. A good example of that is like their watermelon salad. It's not marked as gluten-free, but when you look at the ingredients, there's nothing in it that is wheat-based or should be wheat-based. And last time they had it, I did ask, and they called somebody up and said, no, it actually is gluten-free and should be marked as gluten-free.
And it was delicious.
But it wasn't marked as gluten-free. And in some cases, if you have an allergy that's not as severe and you're okay with some slight potential cross-contamination, then they can tell you that it's not a direct thing, but more a cross-contamination thing. So you may be open to that, but always talk to them if you have any concerns or want to know why something is or can something be made that way.
Now, the first thing that I ate at the festival that I found to be delicious was the grilled baby vegetables with hummus, cream, and red pepper coulis. They took the vegetables. This was a booth that had a grill. So they were grilling stuff on the grill. They grilled all of the vegetables. If you've ever had grilled vegetables, you'll know that they still have a crunch to them because they're usually not thoroughly like all the way cooked till they're mush. But it was so good. It was on a bed of red pepper hummus. And it was just so delicious and flavorful, and the smoky charcoal flavor was in the vegetables, and I really, really enjoyed that, and it was gluten-free. So
And it smelled delicious. I mean, we
it
were
was
walking
good.
up to it, and you could smell the grill. It just smelled great.
Yeah. And then, what else did we try?
So, go back to that one.
What?
So, I think...
I didn't try nothing else there.
Nope, we didn't try anything there.
Then, the honey bistro. Oh, they had a lot of honey items.
Yeah.
So, like, everything was honey based. They had Tupelo honey and sweet cornbread. Now, we got this twice because we went to Epcot twice during this trip. And the first time, it was perfect. It was delicious. It was just a scoop of cornbread. And in the cornbread was, like, chunks of corn. And on top was bacon. But the bacon was almost overkill. Like, it didn't need the bacon at all.
But the bacon gave it that smokiness.
Yeah, but I picked the bacon off. I didn't even really care about the bacon.
I thought it was great.
And then on top of that, they had honey and butter on top of it. But the second time we got it, there was way too much butter, and it was like just grease was pouring off of it. So that's another thing to remember with the festivals is sometimes you will get it one day, and the next day it's not as good, or like vice versa. The lobster was another example. The Meyer lemon poached lobster salad from the Citrus Blossom. The first day was really delicious and fresh, and the lobster was like just succulent. There, however, was this weird weed on it.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of eating the weed, and the weed was, oh, it was
Bitter.
so bitter and nasty. And the second time I got it, and the entire dish was just, I would not have ordered it again, have that been my first experience with that dish. It was just nasty. There was, everything just tasted off.
So where she got the cornbread stuff,
The honey bistro.
It was, everything had honey in it, and it was really good. So the cornbread was gluten free, and so it was like and it was really filling. So if you're like, oh man, there's no food here, and you're looking for something gluten free, that was really filling, and it was really great. Yeah. But one of the things that me and the kids got, so we also did try their lavender honey mustard marinated chicken flatbread, which was kind of like a flatbread pizza, but it was like a honey cream sauce
with honey ricotta cheese, marinated vegetables, and purple haze lavender goat cheese.
Yep, and it had chopped chicken on it. It was actually really good. It had really good flavor, and it was actually
not into goat cheese.
And it was actually pretty big for the portion size, so you could actually have that as your lunch.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we had, which was dessert, was the local wildflower honey mascarpone cheesecake. That was delicious.
It was really pretty, and I wanted some.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it was
eat
delicious. I had a bite before I turned around and turned back again. The kids had devoured the remainder of it, and so
all the little aspects on the plate were honey. So it had orange blossom honey whipped cream, whipped honey, crystallized honey, honeycomb, dehydrated honey, and fennel pollen meringue kisses. So everything, if you like honey, that is I'm telling you.
And we will put in photos.
Delicious.
We will put in photos of the foods that we tried. We did take photos of most everything that we tried. So. Did
you get the citrus braised crispy pork belly?
I did, and that was delicious.
With kumquat and carrot.
Yeah, so I love carrots, and I love like not necessarily baby carrots, but the like small carrots that are like yay big. And they had this crispy fried pork belly that was just, it was amazing, and the vegetables on it were great. And we'll show you a picture to see what it looked like, but the taste of it was just delicious.
Where else the popsicle trio. Now this was gluten free. I had a taste of all three of the popsicles. My daughter actually got it. It was delicious, but it's Florida. It melts fast, so you kind of have to like snark it down. But I liked all three flavors. Now I know some people had said that. I think it was the green one. They said it either didn't have any flavor or was too melony. I don't like melon. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been the orange one. But anyway, they all tasted delicious to me. They all had very nice, like subtle but refreshing flavors. So if you're hot and you want a quick snack that'll cool you down but also like make you happy, totally go for that. Totally go for that. That was really delicious. What else did we get? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes. How do you say this?
Jardin
Jardin de Fiestas. So that booth it's in the Mexican area, so it has Mexico flavors.
Yeah.
And we got all three of these items because they're always the Mexican booth always is gluten free 100%.
Well, I will caution you because
the
it could
past
change.
2 years.
It could change. So the past 2 years we've
had really good luck.
All of their food has been gluten free.
So we got all three items and we split it amongst the 5 of us. They had the tostada de cochinita, which is braised pork on a crispy corn tortilla, black beans topped with pickled onions, mango habanero relish, and oregano. That was very good. The favorite, I think, of all of us was the taco vampiro, which is braised beef on a corn tortilla with crispy grilled Monterey Jack cheese and salsa ranchera.
Yep.
It had so much flavor for it just being a quesadilla.
So what they did is they basically took...
It was basically a deep fried quesadilla.
Well, no, because they took the stuff, they put it in the taco, and then they folded it. And then they put the cheese on... I don't know...
But the shell of the taco was dipped in ranchero before it was fried.
Yeah, and then the whole
So it was
thing
a red
deep-fried.
taco shell. So they dipped it in the ranchero. They deep fried it as a quesadilla. So they put the cheese in it. They folded it. They deep fried it. And then there was cheese melted on top of that.
Yeah.
It was so flavorful. Like all the way through. It was the best tasting thing that we had through the whole day. So if you have a chance to get the taco vampiro, it is delicious.
You only get one, so it's one of those things where you might want to get like 2 or 3 of them because they're that good.
Yeah, and the fact that we only got 2 and we were splitting them amongst 5 people, we should have gotten a couple more.
Yeah.
And then they had the sope de chorizo, which is plant-based ground chorizo, which you could not tell the difference. I am a chorizo snob. I know good chorizo. And this was delicious for being plant-based.
Yeah.
You could not tell that there was not meat in it. And it was on a fried corn dough. So
it was more like a sope.
It's like it was a sope. It's sope de chorizo.
Yeah, so it's like a really thick tortilla.
It's like a little cake.
Yeah, a really
thick corn
cake.
And they fill it with black beans, avocado mousse, and the ground chorizo. And it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. And it was very filling. And it's only about this big. But it's very filling. Very delicious.
You should do that at breakfast with some like eggs.
Oh yeah, that would be so good. I have gluten-free cornbread mix. I could probably turn that into something.
And we didn't do those areas.
Yeah, we didn't do any of this. Didn't get no margaritas, which I usually like getting a margarita. Did you guys get the frushi?
Yes.
They always get the frushi. Our daughter loves frushi. She loves it. We didn't get anything in Morocco this time either.
Nope.
None of that. It's hard because when it's so hot out, it's hard to eat heavy meals or like really fattening foods. So, like you want to keep it light or else you're going to end up with a stomach ache. And the watermelon salad from Festival Favorites in the World Showplace is always my favorite. It has watermelon, pickled onions, feta, and a balsamic reduction. And in the past, it has also had fennel in it, which just is so fresh and delicious. And just, it's a really good thing to eat on a hot day.
And it's still not marked as gluten-free in the book. So certainly ask cast members about it.
All right.
Actually, no, there was some other stuff that we did try.
Oh, here, look.
So...
Either way, we had a good time. And while we were snacking around the world is when we got recognized from our friend Edward. Hi again, Edward, if you're watching. We had extra people with us. So, well, we just had one extra person. We had our daughter and our son, and then we had our niece with us as well. So we were all noshing our way through Epcot, having a grand old time. I believe I was eating the lobster salad when he came up.
Yeah, I think you were.
Yeah.
But that was good, you know.
The second one was not good. Like I can't recommend it for the second one, but the first one was delicious.
Right. But that's what goes back to
It was like 2 different dishes. It was that different.
But it goes back to what you said. That stuff changes, you know.
Depends on who's in the kitchen.
So you might like it one day and not like it the next day. It just totally depends.
It is.
Now, one of the things that they had a bunch of sipper cups that were really cool. So we picked one up. And
it's Spike the Bee. He's got little wings and everything.
This was the place where we got all the honey items. And he was filled with a peach slushy.
It was like an ice cream slush.
Yeah,
is the
ice
best
cream
I can.
slush.
It was like a shake almost.
Yeah, I would say it was like a shake.
Yeah.
And they fill them up with the shake, and it was really good.
I don't like peach at all. Like, I don't like peach.
I love peach.
The peach shake that was in this was not peachy at all to me. I mean, it may have had a mild peach flavor, but it was very much vanilla and honey and were like the top notes. It was so creamy and just delicious.
And refreshing.
I drank almost all of Spike by myself, but
Yeah.
isn't he the cutest?
And we got him cleaned out, so now we have him at home. He's refillable. They had another one that was Orange Bird.
Yeah.
So that one's always around, but definitely had a lot of those kind of things. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go past. We didn't go past Mexico into places like Germany or China or France or anything like that. But we still had a blast trying some of the food, and we certainly do recommend. This festival ends here soon. I think next week.
The 5th, July 5th.
Yeah. So this festival ends in another week. But they'll have, following on after that will be food and wine, and then festival holidays. Food and wine is definitely kind of the go-to one. They tend to have a lot more food options and wine and stuff like that, so you should definitely check it out.
We don't really drink the alcoholic beverages, so that's kind of lost on us.
Yeah.
But like, if you like to booze it up, go for it.
Yep. The 50th anniversary is coming up in October. Last I checked, there are still passes available, not necessarily on the 1st, but there are passes available, park passes for people to go and check out some of the activities that are going on. And I certainly do recommend it because food and wine will be in full swing at that point. When we go back in December, we are looking forward to Festival of Holidays. So we definitely will be checking out Epcot for Festival of Holidays and see what they got going on then. And this time our intent is to try to make it all the way around the world, and really, especially since we'll have some extended family, there may be some things that they want to try there. And we'll certainly be able to show you guys what we do then. But we will put in pictures of the things that we did try, so you can see what they look like. And again, the food was delicious. Whether you liked it the first time or not, it was still food. It was still good. It was still Disney quality food. Definitely suggest Mexico as a way to go. But if you don't like Mexican food, we totally understand.
Every time.
There was places that had scallops. There was places that had shrimp.
Don't get the scallops. If you're, I'm gonna say
personal opinion.
The scallops, I love scallops. I love fresh seafood. The scallops, every time I've gotten scallops at the festivals, it has been really fishy and like over the top. Like, it just seems like it's not fresh scallops. I don't recommend the scallops ever. Mm-hmm. That may just be me. I'm just going to say that. Stay away from the scallops. If you're picky, I'm really picky with my seafood. I like it fresh. I like it to taste like it's supposed to. Yeah. I don't like fishy or dirty tasting fish.
But definitely check it out. There was a lot of other activities going on, particularly related to all the topiaries and things like that. There were some.
And I know by the time you see this video, the Flower and Garden Festival may have been over already. I don't know when this video was being uploaded, so just keep that in mind. It is something to plan for the future, because a lot of these menu items will recycle next year as well. So if you're planning a trip next year for the Flower and Garden Festival, this will help you to prepare, give you some ideas of what is available at the festivals for your dining pleasure.
Yeah, and it is hot during the summer, so we certainly recommend, if you're going to go to Epcot more than one day, maybe do half of it and then do half of it the next day. If you're going to do that, suggest you jump on the boat and go take it over to Morocco and start in America.
That's the way we tend to do Epcot, is because Epcot is so massive and there's so much to do and see, and it's a lot of walking and it's a lot of open pavement, so the hot reflects off the pavement. So we recommend, just if you can, plan 2 days for Epcot minimum. Do half the park one day and half the park the second day. And that way you're not like overdoing it. You're not overeating. You're not overheated. You're not over cranky.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See ya.